not a test. This is your emergency broadcast system announcing the commencement of the annual purge sanctioned by the U.S. government. Weapons of Class 4 and lower have been authorized for use during the purge. All other weapons are restricted. Government officials of ranking 10 have been granted immunity from the purge and shall not be harmed. Commencing at the siren, any and all crime, including murder, will be legal for 12 continuous hours. Police, fire, and emergency medical services will be unavailable until tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. when the purge concludes. Blessed be our new founding fathers and America, a nation reborn. May God be with you all.
If you can't get with the style that's going on right now, then you need to be sitting down. If MCs can't get with the style that's going on, then you need to sit down. What you know, yo? Kick it with the grip.
But anyway, I'd like to take this I'd like to take this time out to
No, I don't think you can get live at that BJ. So sit back, relax, Max about to attack and turn your flame into Similac, cause it's like that. I kick funk out the frame, make it insane with all local stops, with the rumble like the blue train. My figure format, figure all that. No cop for combat, with boy like Super Cat. Show you where my hands is at and crack you where the fat, where the funk. Take a chunk of it and fatten it, rearrange the skit, make it fit so you can't sit. Ain't that some shit? I rip it. I snap a jaw, stab a jab a dinosaur. Live from Greenmore, under the floors like the rough neck. Wicked and wicked, check the dissect the MC in his project. All you brothers need to know though, there's no more best MC, cause that is now me. CG, I am King MC. What's said for me, can't another brother disagree. Got the funk leading all out your trunk, and that's all there is to it. That's all it is. If you can't funk with the style that's going on, then you need to be sitting down. If you can't funk with the style that's going on, then you need to be sitting down. If you can't funk with the style that's going on, then you need to be sitting down. If you can't funk with the style that's going on, then you need to be sitting down. You must got no brain to say. I'll kill you dead on the spot with the hits I got. Trust my flavor, G, I make you wanna be. I got what you can't see, something like telepathy. I slow it down, something like this. So it's time for me to stun them. MCs, I want them. I put them on the moon without funk to listen to. Then again, my vibration may give the sensation they're on vacation. Y'all brothers need a dictate. Real rugged alligator MC hater from the face. You little zigzag trying to act like a lumberjack. Sit back and watch how the earth crack. You fuck around, you lay around, that's how it goes. And I suppose MCs still wanna try this. King of the mountain is a hard job. Do you understand? Stop it, I'll take you out like the mob. Check it black, after the Mac there's no rig. Who got even? Shoot it out, shake the hula hoop. Coming out the grind. Getting down. If you can't funk with the style that's going on, then you need to be sitting down. If you can't funk with the style that's going on, then you need to be sitting down. If you can't funk with the style that's going on, then you need to be sitting down. If you can't funk with the style that's going on, then you need to be sitting down. Sometimes I'm old, I be writing, Buzz be fighting. Yeah, I'm on the air, but I don't care. I say a sick wonder, I'll see you sick. Son, grandson, no telling when I'm done. I'm about to do you and you on some news. Fool fascinating, thank you for waiting. Yeah, my bad, I put this at the beat in the brain. Make them learn from pain and that's a mistake. You won't get a break. Piece of cake for me to make. You bake, so bonsai. Here comes the flyers guy that you ever heard in your lifetime. I do a beehive, rewind, I wanna kick some more shit, down your forceps. I force it, might as well sit. But then I retrieve it, believe it. I got the fat okie dokie style for a while. Peace from the king. Peace from the king, G. Here it go. One time for your motherfucking mind. If you can't fuck with the style, let's go and on. Look at these things, sit down. If you can't fuck with the style, let's go and on. Look at these things, sit down. If you can't fuck with the style, let's go and on. Look at these things, sit down. If you can't fuck with the style, let's go and on. Look at these things, sit down. Sit down.
Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Wyatt Live. Can you guys hear me okay? I had to connect some new wires and do some new things because we almost finished with the studio. We're almost done. I'm going to post some pictures on my Facebook page showing you that I even got on my hands and knees and helped lay carpet and do some things. I tore a couple walls down, made a bunch of noise. My wife went crazy. She thought I was redoing the bottom of, the bottom of the house and all that old type of shit. But we're almost done and we're almost complete. We good with the sound? Because y'all gonna need to hear it. Are we good with the sound? If you can hear me, raise your hand or hit the like. If you can hear me, hit the like. Where we at? Where are we? Huh? Where we at? We good? We're good? Okay. All right. Look like we're good. YouTube, we good over there on YouTube? All right. Twitch, we good over there? Welcome to Studio One. This is Wyatt. What's good? How's everybody feeling this morning? We rebounding from yesterday. Oh, Lord, I got a bunch of emails. I got a lot of DMs yesterday. No emails. You don't know my email. I wouldn't let my email get out like that. I use it strictly to make money. This is my business. If you're not sending me an invoice or I'm not sending you an invoice, chances are you don't have my email. But good morning to everyone. What's good? How we feeling? Oh, I'm recouping from yesterday. Yesterday was pretty tough. We did 2 shows yesterday. My goodness, I can't stand myself for 2 shows. How do y'all stand me? I know. Mama Bert says Cece's birthday is today. Where they at? She went to the islands or something. I seen her picture. I wished her a happy birthday yesterday. Her and she has a friend with her, little young lady with her, and they I guess it's their birthday month together. So Mama Birch, I will be reaching out to her today. Today is my mother-in-law's birthday as well. I'd like to wish my mother-in-law a happy birthday, Lala. I'd like to, she don't watch this shit, but I'm still going to put it out in the atmosphere that it is her birthday today. And I don't know. I know a lot of people was talking a lot of shit about this month of May. You know how when the months start and people be like, it's my birthday. It's my birthday month. Only black folks do shit like that. Y'all know that, right? We the only group of people that celebrate our whole birthday for a whole month. Your birthday is one day, all right? It don't start May the 1st or December the 1st and end on the 30th or the 31st. Your birthday is on the 1st or the 3rd. It's not the whole month. Only black folks celebrate their birthday. You ever seen somebody in the office come in, a white person come in the office and be like, they coming in there with a cake and they coming in there with a bunch of cards and shit like that. And they coming in and they be like, oh, well, happy birthday. And they say to you, today's not my birthday. My birthday is in 3 weeks of this month. Have you ever seen a white person do some shit like that? Never. Why is that us? Why do we celebrate? Look, it's called a birthday. It's not called a birth month. You don't celebrate a birth month. You celebrate a birthday. All right? Can we understand that? It's birthday. That's what's on all the cards. That's what's on everything that's official. Happy birthday. Not birth month. Can you imagine? Only us Sagittariuses have it good enough to celebrate an entire month. All right, we the only group that can celebrate a whole month. You want to know why? Because damn it, my birthday is December the 6th. So right after my birthday, damn it, here comes Christmas. So all month of December, you celebrating everything, including New Year's. Y'all know y'all start kicking. New Year's don't start on New Year's Day. New Year's start on December the 31st. So we get the whole month to celebrate. Yeah. Yeah, so y'all can keep talking that birthday month if you want to. There is no better month in the year than December. Battle that if you want to. I'll debate that with anyone. What's a better month than December? What's a better month? Now I ain't talking to them dudes and them them one folks that don't celebrate Christmas and all that old shit. Everybody want to blame, they want to blame all the things that make us happy and we have fun with. They want to say, oh, y'all loving them white man holidays and all that old goofy shit. Knowing your ass opened gifts up when you was a little boy and eventually some shit stopped in your life and now you want to turn into a pro, whatever it is. You just know that when you was a kid, or maybe when you were a kid, the reason why you didn't get anything, your mom and them was like, we don't celebrate Christmas. We not celebrating a white man coming down the chimney and all that old shit. Let me explain to you. Meanwhile, all the other kids in the neighborhood having a good time. Ain't nobody thinking about it as being a white or a black issue. Nobody thinking about it like that, but a critical thinking, mess up everybody fun, having ass motherfucker. That's all that is. So critical and so crucial on everybody. And they don't know how to have no fun. And they was taught to be that way. Oh, we ain't gonna celebrate Christmas, that white man holiday. That white man holiday. That white man. We ain't celebrating Thanksgiving. I'm celebrating Juneteenth. That's it. Just Juneteenth, damn it. Juneteenth. Which you dummies who don't know, if it wasn't for the 4th of July, there would not be a Juneteenth. They don't even know that. If it wasn't for the 4th of July, there would not be a Juneteenth. So get up off your shit of all this old pro, because that's the truth. What was July 4th for? Fighting of the United States of America, right? Freedom, fighting, Independence Day and all that, right? Check the dates. Check the dates and see if it makes sense to you. And I ain't talking about the paperwork that's written in pencil where you can erase the dates and all that old shit. I'm talking about the real dates. Check the dates. If it wasn't for the 4th of July, there would not be a Juneteenth. And if you don't believe me, all you got to do is look at the date of occurrences. I'm not going to debate it with you. If you can't figure it out from the time difference between the two, then we're not going to be able to have this conversation. Welcome to Studio One. We here. We're still doing work. We're still doing work. Thanks for coming in this morning. I'm going to start this one off. I know a lot of y'all got somewhere to be in about 15 minutes, and that's cool. That's fine. I appreciate those that give me just a little bit of time. So let me start out by saying thank you. I appreciate it. I'm recovering from yesterday. Yesterday was a tough one. We did 2 shows back to back. And I kind of went off on show number 2. I'm not going to lie to you. I have this thing that I've learned in the last 3 years of doing Wyatt Live. I don't know how true it is to you, but I know how true it is to me when I feel this way. Check it. Whenever I prepare for a show, whenever I prepare and I think I got something solid, like, yes, this is going to be a good one. This is going to be a good show. It don't turn out to be as good as I think. It don't turn out to be as good as I anticipate it to be. That's kind of what I'm figuring. And I think that sometimes I do my best work or have my best shows when I'm not prepared, or not necessarily not prepared, but when I don't prepare something particularly. You know what I'm saying? Like when I'm just going off the hip. But what I don't like about going off the hip or going off the cuff is I can get real belligerent. I can get really nasty with stuff and I can really open up. I'm not trying to hide who I am or any of that. It's just that when I don't have I'm a methodical thinker. So when I don't have time to think about what I'm going to say, I'm liable to say anything. And I don't mean anything like made up. I mean, I'm liable to say it the way I really feel instead of thinking of a way of saying it better. And when I go off the cuff like that, I generally offend people. And I've been like that my entire life, man. And I got a daughter that's like that too. That my family, they all say, "You act just like daddy." That's my oldest tell my youngest that all the time. "You act just like daddy. Y'all don't care. You'll just hurt anybody's feelings." And I'm like, no, I don't try okay, so when did the truth become played out? When did telling somebody the truth, when did that become hurting somebody's feelings? I mean, you know, and maybe it's our delivery. Maybe it's the way I say it. I don't know. I got to work on the shit. I got more. I got more work to do with me. Okay, but I'm just saying. I just don't understand. If I tell you the truth about something, because you're under the false pretense, you don't know the truth about something, and I just say, well, hey, this is what it is. And here's the thing. I know probably how a person feel, because I remember when I was a little boy, my mom used to do that shit to me. She used to say it to me in a way that I'd be like, dang, why you have to say it like that? And sometimes I have to self-check. I do have to look at myself and say, damn, I probably could have said that a little bit better. Because my mother used to always do that to me when I was a kid, not intentionally. She wasn't trying to hurt me, because I picked that up. And that's how I know that we all grab something from our parents, our attitudes, our emotions, and the things that we do. We unconsciously get these traits. I mean, we pick up these things, these traits from our parents. And we don't even realize what we're doing sometimes is exactly how we used to get treated. And subconsciously, we do it. Roz asked me, who did you learn to cuss from? I don't know. I really, my partners, all my friends, it didn't come from my house. We didn't cuss in the house. My mother, the only thing I think my mother used to say to me, Roz, when I was a kid is, get your ass, or shut your ass. You know what I'm saying? Ass was probably the biggest word. They never nobody ever said the F word around me when I was a kid. I'm talking about family. I learned that shit on the streets. I learned all my bad habits when it came down to street shit. I learned all of that, or whenever it came. I'm not a street dude. All right. I'm not proclaiming to be one, nor do I feel that it's something special to be, nor do I think that it's a spot, like some type of honor. I'm not that. I ain't never claimed to be no street dude in my life. Now, that don't mean I don't know some street shit. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of street dudes in the penitentiary, but there's a whole lot of dudes that ain't really street dudes in the penitentiary. You get wrapped up. You know, there's people that do street shit, but might all the way live not be street dudes. You know what I mean? It's you can tell when it's time to pay the piper. You know, the street dudes, they separate themselves from the ones that's pretending to be street dudes. Trust me. Now, I proclaim not to be a street dude, but my entire life as a kid, teenager, young adult, all I hung around were street dudes. But that was just because of how I was raised. I was raised around kids that became full-time street dudes. So they didn't I had the coolest friends in the world. I had the type of dudes that didn't care that I didn't carry a gun. They carried guns. I didn't carry a gun. I didn't have to. And they would let me be around them as if that was a privilege. But no, I was around dudes that carried guns, sold a lot of drugs, did all that old shit. None of them told me like, ah, dog, you ain't cool. Get away from us. You ain't cool. If you ain't down with us, then you ain't cool. None of them did that. I'm not from that era. I'm from the era where when we grew up, we were brothers. We shared each other's Dixie cups. We shared each other's snacks. You know, you come outside with a sugar sandwich, you had to share that shit. You know what I'm saying? You come outside with a bologna sandwich, damn it, you had to share that shit. Everybody was like brothers. You can't come outside, somebody will snatch your shit if you ain't sharing. That's where I'm from. So as we got older, they didn't shy away from me. Some of them know. They know what it is. Like I got some female friends on here right now who know exactly the type of friends I'm talking about. Y'all know exactly who I'm talking about. And my friends never shied me away, nor did none of them ever try to make me do what they were doing. You understand? Like, because I had a friend of mine who his mother passed when we were kids. And he had a rough life. You know, smart. St. Joseph guy. Went to St. Joseph downtown. Smart. He was a street dude who had kids early. And he would call me in the middle of the, like at 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night. And this dude would call me like, hey, Rand, you up, bro? I'm like, I am now. He was like, hey, listen, man, I'm going over my son's homework. I'm wondering, man, do you know? And they figuring shit out. Now, he a street dude, but he at his crib. He at his baby mama crib or whatever, whoever, you know, however they living. He at the house over there. And he's helping his son with his homework. And he calls me like, hey, how do you do the such and such? Do you remember, do we carry the two? And then this was like some type of geometry or some shit. And I'm like, dog, I don't remember. And he was like, all right, I got it. That's the same friend I grew up who had a pretty rough life because he lost his mom while we were in high school. And he was also one of those that let me go when, like, you know, we would tag. I would tag. They were stealing cars and shit. You know, he'd come pick me up in a stolen car. Like, I don't want you out here doing this shit, man. But, you know, and I'm like, I know how easy it is for a child to be drug into street life and not necessarily be a street kid. I am never going to proclaim to be a street dude. That's not fame to me. But at the same time, I know that all street dudes are not like monsters. I know that they're not monsters. And some are. Some are. And I'm not sitting here trying to say that give a street dude a chance. Nor am I capping for him or none of that shit. I'm just saying that all, you know, we grow up a certain way and we live a certain way. And we make our choices based on our circumstances in life sometimes. Our circumstances are guides to the decisions that we make. And once we understand, I'm not going to preach, I promise you. I just always have to give something to what I'm doing. Once we understand that the choices we make lead to lead to circumstances that we find ourselves in, we got to tap into getting these kids before they start making these decisions. Make them understand where they are and make them methodical thinkers. Make them think about what they're going to do before they actually do it. Because if they do it, it could be a life-changing mistake. Life-changing, and not just a life change in their life. It's going to change a lot of people's lives. You know, it's going to change a lot of people's lives. I got something I'd like to say real fast. I see when this show come on in the mornings, I get a lot of blowback. I get a lot of pushback from some of y'all. Roz, Mama Birch, Stephanie Hyde, all y'all riding me talking about this is so annoying. This is so annoying. This is so annoying. Oh, listen to this, Carl. Listen to this. Oh, Lord. Listen to this. He just blowing my eardrums off. I hear you. I read it. I see what you're doing. And let me just say this. I do that on purpose. I do it on purpose. And the reason why I do it on purpose is because I just like to hear you bitch and complain. Yes, sir. And just because I love to hear you bitch and complain, I'm going to let you bitch and complain one more time. Huh? Huh? I'm just having fun with you. I'm just having fun with you. I'm just having fun with you. But this is what I say to you.
Here comes the band. You know, if you can't get with the style, let's go with all right now, but you need to be sitting down. If MCs can't get with the style, let's go with all the shit down.
But anyway, I'd like to take this time out to
No, I don't think you can get live with that BJ. So sit back, relax, Max about to attack and turn your flame into Similac, cause it's like that. I kick smoke got the frame, make it insane with all local stops with the rumble like the blue train. My figure's my format figure all that, no cop for combat.
I'm just kidding. I'm just having fun with you. Some of y'all like, come on, Wyatt, hurry up. I got 5 minutes. It's almost 10 o'clock. I got to go get brainwashed. I need my dose of brainwashing. I'm only kidding. I'm only kidding. I need to hear that crazy shit today. It's like a cup of coffee. Where's my cup of brainwash? Where's my cup of remind me how fucked up it is out here? I can't start my day off positive, damn it. I can't start my day off positive. I'm going to this fucked up ass job. I gotta go in there with the right attitude, damn it. Tell me why it's fucked up for me again out here. Damn right, it's them. They giving all the money to Price Hill. Yeah, my kids, my kids. Pour me some more of that brainwash. I know some of y'all don't think that shit is funny, but that's because you ain't settled. You a slave to the rhythm. Some don't know. They done already logged off. They don't know. They just don't get it. But it's cool. Let's get to it, y'all. Check it out. Some of y'all don't like my opening situation, so I'm going to go into that real fast. It'll only take you a couple seconds to let you know what I'm looking for. Studio One, welcome. What I am looking for right now is an opening act. Okay, you know how I come on and I say starting at 9 o'clock. The only reason why I start at 9:15, 9:20, 9:25, it's never been later than 9:30. It's because if I don't come on by 9:30, I'm not going to be here. I'm not coming if it's later than 9:30. Just being honest with you. Look for a post or some shit on my Facebook page or on my YouTube page or Twitch. Because I'm just being honest with you. 9:30 is the cutoff. Unless I put a post up saying, hey, 9:45, 9, 10 o'clock, we're going to start. But the reason why I do that is because none of y'all going to be here at the beginning anyway. You never are. We don't start getting cranky until 9:30. That's when people look for me. So let me ask you something. If you can, if you're on YouTube, Facebook, or whatever, can you hit the button that lets you, the notification? I never really tell anybody about the notification. I never try to school anybody on the notification. So if you're on Facebook, I don't know how to do it, but can you like YouTube the shit or something? Figure out how to get the notifications. I think it's just a button here where you push, let us know when Wyatt is on, the notification. It'll ring a bell or it'll let you know or it'll pop on your screen. I know they do it like that on YouTube. What's good, Fame? Fame the betting sports show says, I know. I don't know if he's talking to me or referring to somebody else, what somebody else said. He said, I know. I hate how the black community in Cincinnati think no black people live in the on the west side. They only talk about the west side when something happened, Fame, and you and I both know that. Pretty much everybody here know it. The only time the west side get any type of coverage is when there's a shooting or some bullshit that happened over there. You never hear anything about development. You never hear anything about picnics in the park. You don't hear none of that shit. You only hear when there's a shooting. So that's what you think is going on over there all the time. It's perception. That's how it works, unfortunately. So y'all give me some West Side, some 2-5 information, and I'll let it go. I'll flow with it. I'll let everybody know what the information is over there. I got you. So look, like I said, I don't start till about 9:15, 9:20, but I'm watching the screen. I know who's logging in. I know who's logging in and what time they logging in. I can see it. So I generally hit the start music. Well, in other words, the test. This is only a test. I usually put that on right when I'm at the number that I need to make it make sense for me. All right. So once I hit that number, the earlier the people come, the earlier I'll go on the show. I'm sitting here. I'm in the house. I'm doing what I'm doing at 9:00. I'm ready to go at 9. It's just nobody's logged in. So the earlier you come and hit that notification, I'll be here. That being said, I'm looking for an opening act. Good luck opening act. That's all I can say. I'm looking for somebody that can come on at 9:00 and maybe do a little show between 9 and 10. That means you got to be good. I mean, you got to be a stand-up artist, like a stand-up, somebody like a comedian or something. I'm looking for somebody that can do a clip or do some shortages or whatever to add to the show at the beginning. You can make fun of me. You could joke on me. You could say whatever you want to say about me. You can make it about you. You can make it about whatever you got going on. All right, Shauna says, got a meeting. Be right back. I love to hear that. L Ball says, I'm here on YouTube looking for you at 9:00. L Ball must be white. What is your name? Lucy Ball. I'm just playing, L Ball. I'm just playing. That's the reason why I need a opening act. Because everybody knows, like, what was the one guy? The Tank guy? The singer Tank? When he came to Cincinnati? Didn't nobody see that shit. That's why they put the least effective artist on first. Tank. I don't want to see Tank. I really don't want to see Tank the singer. So putting him on first is perfect. Because if me and my wife go to a show like that, her ass is still at home in the mirror while Tank is on stage. I promise you. Half of you are. Y'all still, the fellas are at the door ready to go, or even in the car. We in the garage. We ready to hit the road, and y'all in front of the mirror while Tank is on the stage. By the time we get up there, Bobby Brown then sung 2 songs and he done. He finished. Have y'all been watching the videos of Bobby Brown on stage? I mean, I'm tripping. Bobby Brown, bruh, he was my guy back in the day. I don't expect him to go up there and do the every little step you take moves and shit. I'm not expecting that. But damn, bro, give us more than 2 songs before your ass ready to fall out. I'm just saying, you getting tired just singing. The fuck is going on? You getting tired from singing every little step? You ain't taking no steps when you singing. You getting really tired. I seen him walk off the stage on one video. Y'all know I didn't seen the tour about. Listen, I've seen a tour. I've seen this tour. I don't know how many times now. I would never spend a dime to go see it because I've seen it in the luxury of my home 13 times now from 40 different cities. And what I've not been able to do yet is I haven't seen an entire show where they all sang at the same time. Not one city has Bobby Brown or any of them lasted in the rotation the entire show. I know we getting old. But that Hennessy is tearing the shit out of them guys, man. I don't know about y'all, but Johnny Gill up there screaming and shit. I mean, he always hollered at people. He always hollered at y'all women, and y'all love that shit. Ah! That deep ass voice. He scream at y'all, and y'all love that shit. But that scream sound a little bit different now. A little bit. And them down steps, I'm not trying to put them down. I'm just being honest. I would never really go to those shows because I can watch it on video now, and I haven't seen them perform. I haven't seen New Edition, Bobby Brown, and all them. I haven't seen them do one whole show together in all these cities. Bobby always find his ass off somewhere. Like he always kind of, he be like, fuck it. He even do it like that. He walk out and be like, fuck this. I'm gonna go sit down over here and chill and shit while y'all sing. You let me know when Mr. Telephone Man come on so I can sing my verse. That's how he is. He been like that. All right, so let's get down to what we talking about. One thing in the news in Cincinnati, because I know it's about that time. See, I want to get heated right at 10. Give you a reason. You figure the rest out. Give you a reason. All right. One of the things in the news in Cincinnati is this. Have y'all heard? Have y'all seen? And I know somebody put it in the Wyatt Live Messenger group today. Did you see that the owner of Richies chicken spot got arrested by the feds? Did y'all see that? Yeah, Richies, the chicken place, the ghetto KFC. Yeah. Took over all the churches buildings. Remember Church's Chicken? Took over pretty much all the churches building in Cincinnati. And he has been arrested for tax evasion is what I'm assuming. I haven't read an indictment. It's a federal case. And he's been arrested for a tax fraud, which is probably, from what I'm reading and what I'm seeing a little bit, it's probably a tax evasion / tax fraud scheme. And what it is employee taxes. When you as a company or as a business owner, when you have employees, you pay into employment taxes, you pay into city taxes, you pay federal taxes, you pay a lot of taxes. This is what I was telling you yesterday on the show about government and state. They're heavy on small business. Small business, it's very hard to do honest business as a small business because the monitoration of taxes and bylaws and things and state law, that really slow you down as a business. It costs you a lot of money to be in business. Okay? And they get a large proportion of what you call profit. They get a lot of your money. If you make $100 off of somebody, I don't know a hairdresser that claim every fucking head they do. I ain't trying to put nobody on blast. I ain't gonna say no names, but you would be a damn fool if every time you braided somebody's hair or gave somebody a haircut, you told the government that you just cut this dude's head. And I charged him $20 and now they want 5 of it. Man, fuck that. I'm sorry. I'm just being honest. And here's the blowback. This is the craziest thing in the world to me. You want $5 of my $20 for what? To send the shit to wherever you want to send it to? Send my $5 to Ukraine. Send my $5 to Pakistan. Send my $5 to some people that don't give a shit about me. That don't benefit. Ain't none of their asses. Ain't no Pakistani coming to sitting in your barber chair. No Ukrainian is coming to sit in your barber chair. This is why we got to pay attention to where our money goes. Stop just accepting what the fuck is going on. You got $20 and they're going to take damn near half of it to send to do something that ain't got nothing to do with you. We got to be more conscious of shit like that. Sorry, get off on my tangents when I get to my people. But look, yeah, it's some type of tax fraud or something of that nature. Now, I know Richard. I know him. I know what his problem. I know what the issue is. But I'm not going to get into it because here's the problem that I have with me saying some things. First of all, I don't want to open myself up to any litigation. I don't want to say anything where he could, with him having a pending matter in court. If I say some things, I could possibly be sued for slander. Even though the shit that I say right now would be true, I don't even want to get into a situation where I have to go in and defend what I say. So I would rather just talk about the situation of the arrest or why maybe. But as far as the personal, I'm not going to speak on what I know. Okay, like what I know away from the chicken place and all that old shit. But let's just say that I know what caused this problem. I know what problem he has. Some of you have put it in the screen and you're accurate. That's your opinion. My opinion is my opinion. Some of you have put it in the screen and it's accurate information. And I know when you have that type of problem, the first thing you lose is the people that love you. Those are the ones that you end up burning first. And then what happens is if you're a business owner, you have all the time in the world to just self-destruct. Because you don't have to be in your business. People are running your business for you. Now you're counting second and third money, so you're getting screwed on that end as well. So not only are you losing money for the habit that you have, now not being zoned in and focused into your business, somebody's beating you over there too. So you're losing on both ends, and eventually it's just a matter. It's a rocket ship. His problem is a rocket ship to hell. And it doesn't happen right away. You know, the effects. The effects don't happen right away because now you can borrow, you can steal. See, you got to understand, taking people's the IRS is on his ass because of this reason. When somebody makes $100 and they have to pay taxes, employment taxes, that's not an employment tax that the employer is paying. The employment tax comes out of the employee's pocket. So if I get $100, I owe $17 or $18 for employment tax. It's not a very expensive tax, but it's a tax. I don't like the tax thing. But think of having 100 employees. So if you have 100 employees across the city and you're taking $15 from each one of them and you're supposed to be reporting that to the state. You're supposed to be reporting that to the state. So now I got how much money that I didn't give to the state? Now that becomes a crime. That becomes a crime. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not going to suggest that. I'm not going to say that I know something, but I would not be surprised if additional charges come. I'm not wishing it on the brother, not at all. I've had conversations with him. He's a very quiet, nice guy. Okay, he really is. But I'm just going to be honest and tell you this. I wouldn't be shocked if some more charges come later on down the line with the PPP. Do I know this for a fact? No, I just know that he had the type of capability. His problems were before. These problems started in 2018, 2019. PPP money was available really easy to get for companies in 2020, 2021. So if you already going through your problems in 2019, 2018, 2019, 18 and 19, what makes you think a person won't look for the PPP money to rescue them? Okay, so I just have that feeling. I'm not suggesting that he did that. Well, kind of I am suggesting it, but I'm not certain that it happened. But I know how easy it was for anyone that had an existing business to get PPP money with no questions asked. And he had all the documentation. Now, here's my thing. I got a feeling when they say some of the documentation that he submitted were fraudulent. And if you look at the people that tried to beat the PPP program, the first thing they do is they go back, they retrack, and they look at your documentation that you submit for the PP loan in the first place, for the PPP money in the first place. And they make sure that you dot all your I's and cross all your T's. The banks were certifying it right away. They were time stamping them and pushing those PPP programs through right away because the banks had nothing to lose. The banks had absolutely nothing to lose. It was a win-win for the banks. So if you go to the bank and get a PPP program set up for yourself, and you use Fifth Third Bank or you use U.S. Bank or one of those banks, they were just strictly underwriting for the U.S. government. They were getting a fee They were charging a fee. They got over $3 billion. The banking system got over $3 billion in PPP money. In PPP money. Yeah, okay, I got you. Somebody just sent me a text. I got you. They got over $3 billion in PPP. What is it? Processing fees. The banking system, not your bank, but the entire banking system. Now, please make me understand something. Why did you can't do it online? I guess. How did you think that was going to work? How did you think that was going to work? That the banks are going to have you come in, sign everything you need. How much you need? How much you need? Oh, you need 300,000. Okay, and then they push it right through. Who was here at the beginning? Put your hands in the air. Put your hands in the air. Who was here at the beginning when I told you stay away from it? Who was here at the beginning when I told you it's going to be the easiest money to get? And if you don't have your shit together, please stay away from it, because you're going to get the money, but you're going to get it when they find out that you fraud. You did some fraudulent stuff. What's up, Trennis? Trennis Brown says, no. U.S. Bank went through my shit like crazy. The shit expired before I got anything. That's because they didn't want you to have it. I promise you, brother. I promise you. You ran into a bad banker. And I'm not trying to suggest that U.S. Bank is a bad banker, or I'm suggesting whoever you dealt with didn't want you to have it. U.S. Bank had nothing to lose in processing your loan or your PPP. They just didn't want you to have it. Whoever you were dealing with, I'd have left U.S. Bank. Well, here, you didn't know they didn't want you to have it. You said it expired. But, I mean, I guess you didn't know. You didn't know that they didn't want you to have it. And think about it, brother. If what I'm telling you is not a fact, how did the people that I know who companies was fake? Some people had EIN numbers. Some people had fake ass shell companies that didn't have any employees. How did they get the money? It was very easy to get that PPP money. If you had the documentation that fit, that looked legitimate, you got the money. Now, here's what a lot of people don't know. Say, for instance, you wanted a PPP program for yourself and your business. Let's just call your business the ABC. You're the ABC Lawn Care, okay? And you had all the documentation that you needed, and they put your paperwork through. And you say, well, I'm assuming I'm going to need this money for the next 6 months. My payroll, my mortgage, or whatever, everything that's existing in your PPP program, it's really for payroll. It's payroll protection plan. But they allowed you to add your critical bills of your company to that PPP. In other words, your mortgage payment or lease payment or whatever you're paying, your utilities and things of that nature. That's how they rounded it up. So if you say I need $150,000 to hold me through this program, through this process, this program was set up for you. However, they might say, okay, what we're going to do, we're going to siphon these checks out to you. We're going to send you $25,000 right now of the $150,000 to get you through the first 2 months. Then we'll give you another portion of the money. Some people never got past the first check that was distributed to them. Okay, they got something went south for them. Something went bad. Some got the money. Some got caught up with. That's why when you hear some people say, and I'm not trying to defend anyone, I'm just being honest. When you hear somebody that got $150,000 in PPP, it may not be true. They may have applied for $150,000. They may have applied for $150,000 and only got $20,000 of it. Okay, because they didn't make it past phase 2, or another check didn't get issued because now they want more information. They want you to verify. They had people checking. There were people putting stuff out there saying, I got 10 employees. All of them make $1,000 a day or a week. So now you got to find those employees and say, hey, they do the verification. And it's not the bank that does that. It's the feds. And once they get hold of the people, and if you the type of person that's willing to play with your cousin and them or your people, if you're gonna sit back and say, yeah, girl, tell them I get, yeah, hell yeah, we'll split that. Tell them I get $1,000 a week. I'll take 5 and you take 5, and we gonna pump their ass. We gonna do them. Now, when they call you and your sister or your friend or your cousin is on SSI or is on welfare or whatever, she gonna lose her benefits because they clearly see that she don't make $1,000. She don't have a track record of making $1,000 a week with you. I tried to tell everybody that rock with me, don't do it. Don't, because it's gonna be this was the easiest trap to get a load of money, a bunch of money at one time, and they're going to do you in. And here's what they're gonna do. Because you only receive 20,000, if you only receive 20,000 or 25,000 of the $150,000 that you asked for, guess how much trouble you in? Your ass is in trouble for $25,000. You in trouble for $150,000, but you received 25,000 of it. The fraud is the $150,000 fraud. And that's why you go in the newspapers and on TV and all that shit saying that you burnt us for $150,000. Did you see the preachers? Did you see the preachers that was getting $2-3 million? They could show that they was losing $2-3 million in the PPP application. They could show that. They were showing staff members that were making XYZ. Some of them were even putting their damn congregation on the paperwork. Just fraud shit. Some of them, yeah, Sister Louise, she do a little, she ain't really no volunteer. We get her $1,500 every Sunday. Amen. Sister Joanne, no, she ain't really no volunteer passing out the fans and shit. No, we give her $2,500 a week. Amen. You gonna amen your ass right in cell block B. You freaking fraud. What's up, little bro? There go my little brother Sosa. He says, so the forgiveness part was fraud too. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. I knew that was, listen, you know who getting the forgiveness? The forgiveness part come to those that shot straight. The ones that had the legitimate, like your Jeff Rubies in them. See, they got a little bit, I hate to use real names, but the Jeff Rubies in them know how to do the shit because they understand, they know how money move. They know that if you shoot shit straight, down the line, you can use it for a whole lot of different reasons. You can use it for a whole lot of different things. But yeah, it was definitely a real forgiveness program. I keep trying to tell y'all, it ain't really a loan. It's a loan to certain people. It's definitely a loan to the motherfuckers that stole the money. Yeah, it's a loan for them because not only are they gonna get stuck with the $150,000 penalty, they gonna get stuck with whatever that check they got, that $20,000, $25,000. They gonna get stuck with restitution on that, plus jail time or whatever they work out. But yeah, it was definitely a forgiveness program. You got people that got $1 million. Listen to this. Do y'all remember when I was telling you there were companies that were getting checks and they were sending it back? Now, who doing that? Who's doing? Do you remember there were companies? There was a food company. I can't remember exactly. It was a restaurant chain. And they received like they received like $7 million and they sent it back. Who the fuck gonna do that where I'm from? Who gonna get 300,000 and be like, oh shit, fuck it, I don't need this. Send that shit back, Tracy. Who the fuck gonna do that? That was the biggest setup in the world. Now, you put yourself in that mud. You put yourself in that mud if you did that though. But I was trying to tell my folks, don't take that money, man. Don't take that money. Don't take that money. But yeah, for those that shot straight, you know what Tony Montana said. You know what a fossa is? It's a pig that don't fly straight. Yeah, they already know. Jeff Ruby and them they got $200,000-$300,000 because they could show legitimately they're paying their staff, they paying off their properties, and then they file for what they call forgiveness, and they qualify for it because they shot straight. But now you got motherfuckers out here worth, yeah, you worth $7,000, and now you want to go to the government for $200,000 because you just trying to be greedy. If you would have shot just a little bit over your range, you and your company worth $7,000 or eight. Let's just use a round number. Say your company worth $10,000, which means your overhead, your staff. Put a few groceries in the refrigerator. Just put a little. You know what I'm saying? You could put a little yeast on it. You could stretch the dope a little bit. I'm just saying. If you do that and you fly just a little bit over the radar, you would have got away with it. You're worth 10,000 and you asked for 20. You're worth 10 grand, you asked for 15,000 or 20,000, you would have been okay. But you got motherfuckers on here that got cousins, baby mamas on their paperwork. They own Love and Hip Hop. They own all these fake ass reality TV shows catching PPP cases. What that tell you? Just being honest with it. Just being honest with it. I told y'all to leave them PPP situations alone. I know, Wyatt. You was on some hate and shit. I told you it'd take a tragedy for you to listen to me sometimes. Sorry. Let's get to it. Speaking of money, let's get to this child support thing, man. I got ripped heavy yesterday for talking about child support. Like, some of y'all got mad at me because I said that the girl who's getting not Joe Biden, but Hunter Biden, Joe Biden's son, that she's supposed to go after what she can get. How y'all mad at me when your ass would do it? You would do it too. She get $20,000 a month. And because she can now get more, you got a problem with her? And now you got a problem with me saying that, hey, if it was me, shit, I ain't leaving no money on the table. So now let me ask you something. If you in your profession, say you a hairdresser. I see some of my family on here, my friends and family on here, hairdressers, barbers and all that. Let me ask you something. If you cut my hair and I give you $100 and I say keep the change, you're going to be like, nah, fuck that. I don't need that much, bro. Here, take 50 of it back. Hell no, it's a gift. I mean, it's something you earned. It's what you do. You're not going to pass up that opportunity. Nobody who leaves, you know who leave money on the table? Idiots, fools, people that don't know any better. When you start leaving money on the table, you're an idiot. When you don't take full advantage of the things that you have created for yourself and then you don't capitalize on every opportunity, it makes you a fool to me. That's just me. That's my opinion. Now, you got to understand something. My words, don't let my words fool you. When I say a fool, look up the definition of a fool. When I say you're ignorant, stop using all my terminology as ghetto shit, all right? Like hood shit. I know where we from, but this is a professional environment right here. When I say shit like foolish, fool, when I say things like ignorant, I mean it by its true definition. An ignorant person is something that I had to raise my hand in on class one day, and I just wasn't going to do it because I was from 1335 John Street. I'm not going to let a teacher tell me that I'm ignorant, because where I'm from, ignorant means you ain't got no motherfucking sense. It means you just a flat out plumb dumb ass dude. You ignorant motherfucker. That means you hood and all that old shit, right? But no, the true meaning of ignorant is just the not knowing, unknown. So I had to stand up in class one day. Some of y'all know this story. I had to stand up in a class one day. I got kicked out of that class every day for 2 months, my senior year, because Mr. Bardock, he had to be my favorite teacher. As me being a young man, my favorite teacher in the world showed me how ignorant I truly was. He was the only one that took the time. As I got older, now I had good teachers growing up. I had a couple at CCA, but I'm talking about it took an old Jewish man to teach me how ignorant I was in my thoughts. He the one who told me. Now y'all talk about how Jewish people get money and all that old shit. My philosophy of not leaving money on the table comes from him. He would always tell me, "Why would you do that? Why would you do that?" Mr. Wyatt. He always called me Mr. Wyatt. He was Mr. Bardock. I was Mr. Wyatt. He respected everybody. He said, why would you leave that why would you do that? Why would you leave that? You're ignorant. It took me 3 months, two months to understand what ignorance really was. So now let me ask you, single fathers, single daddies, let's leave the ladies out of here because all my blowback came from dudes. All women using that child support shit to fuck off over us and all this. So if you was a single father and your girl was making $10 million and she was giving you, she making 10 million and she's sending you for raising your son and your daughter that y'all had together, but you a single dad. She's sending you 20,000 a month, court order. She's not coming to see the kids. She don't take care of the kids. She don't do nothing. She's sending you 20 racks every month for child support. You'll be okay with that, right? Well, now let me ask you. Come to find out, she ain't making 10 million. She making 150 million a year. That's 150 million a year. You still okay with 20,000? You still okay with getting $20,000 a month and she's making $150,000? See, I'm not trying to be nasty or rude when I say this. I'm not trying to be nasty or rude when I say this, okay? But some of y'all will be okay with 20,000 because you don't make 20,000. So whatever you get, you think is just fucking gravy. But what you don't understand is when you leave money on the table. See, first of all, let's be honest. The only people that think $20,000 a month is enough is because they thinking about themselves. You didn't even think of it this way. You put you in that 20,000. You didn't put your child in the 20,000. You just thinking, okay, this is what I can do with the 20 bands. I can pay my rent. We can get a nice car. I can take my kid to private school. I can get this for the kid. I can do this, that. You involve the kid in your train of thought. But that's just your everyday living of what you thinking. You being selfish by taking that 20,000. You being selfish because you thinking of what you can do. But what you're not thinking is this person makes $150,000 a year. 150 million is what they make. 150 million. Now, let me ask you something. How much money do you think after 18 years of $20,000 a month you're going to have for your child when they turn 18 and ready to go off to school, college, or whatever they're going to do? Have you thought one time that you're cheating the child, not you? You're cheating the kid from what's owed to the kid, not what's owed to you as the parent, but what's owed to the kid, because the parent of that child makes $150 million. This ain't got nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with you. It's all about what you can provide for the kid. And if you telling me that $20,000 is enough, then you don't understand leaving money on the table. Because what happens to your child when they turn 18 or 21 or whatever? I don't know exactly the age that child support stops. But you thinking of how you can make shit happen for y'all, for you. You're not thinking about how much money you're leaving on the table for how much your child can have. Okay, if $20,000 a month is okay, if you're okay with that, get the 50 or the 60 or the 100 that you could get a month. Put the $60,000 up. Put it in an escrow for your kid. And live off the $20,000 that you do at your day-to-days for your children. If $20,000 is enough. But why leave $80,000 a month on the table? $50,000 a month on the table? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? It's not for you in the first place. It's for the child. You equating your everyday, day-to-day life with how much the 20,000 is cool. Hell yeah, that's cool. I could live off that. We could do this. Fine. Vacation. You thinking of yourself. But after 18 years, what do you have to give to that child? Because you get 18. I know a girl who had a baby with a football player. I ain't gonna say no names. Some of y'all know. I don't know what she would have been in life. But I know once she had that baby, I know what the fuck she began to be. She was a superstar. She lived in a nice place. I don't know if she ever would have been able to live like that. She lived in a nice place. And I grew up with this chick. I grew up with her. She had a baby with a guy who was in the NFL, and he was breaking her off some money. And this guy had a baby on his wife and all that old shit. And they did the paternity. He had to break her off some money. She got that money for 18 years. She drove around the city in a nice car, nice little Benz, all the whole nine. Nice apartment and all that old shit. I ain't gonna say no names because I got some things I like to say about it. And that is, where the money management skills come from. You lived off child support. So now what does the child have after 18 years of you taking that short ass money, living off of it? It was never meant for you and your child to live off of. It was meant for your child to live off of it. So if that means if I'm getting $20,000 a month in child support, but I'm really entitled to 50 because of the income of the parent. If I'm really supposed to get 50, why wouldn't I go get the 50 if my child is entitled to it? Not me. My child is entitled to it. But yet I think 20,000 is sufficient to live off of. Why wouldn't I just go get the 50,000 and put the 30,000 in an escrow, college fund, whatever I'm doing for my child, because that's truly who it's for. Why wouldn't I do that? Can somebody tell me why I wouldn't do that? Fellas, you wouldn't do that? Who do you think the child support money is for? And do you think it's just to get gym shoes and all this old shit? What do real parents do? If you think that the only reason why women get child support is just to be able to make sure their kid eat at that moment, you don't know what it is to be a parent. Sorry. Call me whatever the fuck you want to call me. But anybody who just thinks sending a check $150 a month and their kid is cool, you're an idiot. There's so much more to do with $150 today is one visit to the grocery store. One trip to the grocery store. How many of us go to the grocery store once a month? How many of us go to the grocery store once a month? If you're doing once a month grocery shopping, you got a $700, $800, $900 bill. I've put posts on my Facebook page saying, look at these 3 raggedy ass Kroger bags. This was $80. How could somebody, what makes you as a parent think $150 a month for a child is sufficient? Daycare costs that a week. Daycare costs that a week for a child. Over that, some places. So help me understand how getting the maximum that you can, try to make me understand how this shit is where, and I know some people, but there's some people here that I know what their child support situation is. I didn't seen the numbers before. Trust me. I've been down there. I've been down there. Okay. And hey, shit was looking bad. I don't know if Sabrina Calloway on here, but she can, I ain't got no, I don't bear any secrets. She can tell you, I was down there. And all I'm telling you is, I don't understand the way people think. I think my partner, Jesse, my partner, Mr. Controversy, came on here and said, these girls, they can handle $150 a week. $150 a month. What is that? I mean, if they can't live off that, something wrong. I'm like, bro, what? Okay, so I get it. What you thinking is your child support check, along with all these other government subsidies, now your child is fine. So now you want everybody else to pay for your seed. You don't really want that responsibility yourself. You want your little bit of money and everybody else's little bit of money to pay for your responsibility. That's what you asking. That's what you asking. So who on here believes that $150 a month is sufficient for a child? Because I didn't heard dumbass arguments like, well, she on Section 8, she only paying this amount of money. That's how you want your child to live? You want your child to live in impoverished conditions? That's how we want our children living. Well, fuck it. They go to public school. I mean, she ain't got to pay nothing. She get free lunch. Free. Somebody paying for that $12,800 a year of that free education. Nothing on this planet is free. Nothing is free. If you ain't paying for it, somebody else is. The fuck? Free? Free? I ain't never seen nobody get no free concert tickets from the radio or a podcast and they sit your ass in the front row. You usually got to sit all the way at the top and change the light bulbs and shit. I don't want no free tickets. I don't want nothing free. I don't want nothing free. Free never works out for me. Free always costs me more money. I got a partner. I got a few partners. They call me, hey, man, I know everybody got this going. Hey, I got this idea, man. I got some shit I'm going to put you on with. I'm listening. Hey, man, listen. I got this idea. First thing come to my mind is this. How much is this idea going to cost me? Now I'm going to put you on. You know when a motherfucker ain't doing shit right. When they always claim they going to put you on. Wait a minute. How much is this going to cost me? What you going to put me on. How much this shit going to cost me? Oh. All right, so look. Where I got chopped up yesterday was this. I made a comment about child support. And Joe Biden's son, Hunter Biden, paying $20,000 a month. Now they're bringing him in. And now they want proof of his income. He's made millions of dollars on some bullshit ABC 123 paintings and shit. So now they want to see how much money he's making. So my question today is child support is it fair? Is it being used as a tool by ladies to keep men down? Is it being used as a tool? Do women feel like the little bit of money that's being asked from these fellas or from from the guy, is the money from child support enough to be able to do what you need to do for your child? Where we at with this thing? Because I keep hearing different stories. I keep hearing different things about child support ain't enough. I keep hearing guys talk about they killing me down at child support. They don't mention to you they got 3 kids on paperwork down there. They never mention that I got 3 different numbers, 3 different sleeves, or 3 different folders down there that I'm paying into. They just tell you the shit ain't fair. It ain't right. Let's go to the phone lines. Let me see what we got. Good morning, caller. This is Wyatt. Who am I speaking with? I'm sorry, caller. Can you say it again?
Sean Nutter.
Hey, Sean. What's going on? Sorry, man. I didn't have the speaker all the way up. What's good with you, brother?
No, everything's good, man. I understand the child support thing because I was on it, especially after I divorced my ex-wife.
Okay.
And I think a lot of men don't like it or they don't mind paying it as long as they know it's definitely going toward the kid. Mm-hmm. They just don't want to see the woman catch that come up.
I understand. But truly, is a woman coming up off child support?
It depends. Some of them will use it, like you said. Your example of the lady who was pregnant by that football player, and she was riding around in that Benz. But the thing is, we don't know if she put any of that money up for that child for later on. Like you said, for them to go to college, for them to do whatever it is that they want, for them to to help them get established in life.
Right. And I think that's disconnect. I think most guys that pay into child support and pay heavy. I had a family member. I shouldn't have said that. I have somebody that I know years and years and years ago, Sean, who was paying $1,000 a week in child support. That's $4,000 a month. That's a salary. Okay. And a lot of people complain and be like, why does the woman need $4,000 a month for that child? And what we get caught up in what the woman needs for the child. We don't look at what the child need. Now, once again, you got to make better choices at the people you deal with, because guess what? We as men have the right to be concerned where our money is going when we are paying child support. But that means we got to pick better people. If we're going to be paying child support, we got to get good moral character people, because she could take that $4,000 a month and live. They can live together. They can live off of that, and she don't need to get a job or anything for 18 years. But at the end of 18 years, Sean, what does the child have?
Right.
Where that $4,000 a month, if the mom is working and doing what she do too, that $4,000 a month, only 1,000 of it might only be needed for the child based on the income of the mother. And them, the 4,000, 3 of it might be set aside each month for 18 years. Do the math on that.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? And when the child turned 18, like my baby, and going off to school, she might not have a dad like me where, okay, we got to pay for school, we got to do this, we got to do that. So the mother then set aside $2,000, $3,000 a month, which is what? $12,000. Say 2,000, that's $12,000 a year for 18 years. That's college paid for, if it's done right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and just to let you know, for guys who think that $150 is a lot, that's nothing for childcare, because good childcare costs $150 a week.
Yes,
and that's on the low end.
How much did you say?
$150 a week.
Yeah, that's
on the low end.
That's low. Yeah, you're right. But that's on the low end. You're absolutely right.
So they do the math on that, and that's just for the one. And because my wife, we ran an in-home daycare, and we had a mixture of kids. We actually had a lot of Caucasian parents coming to us with their kids, and now their kids are freshmen and sophomores in high school, and they're excelling. And a lot of the parents say that's because, and they go back to my wife and say that's because you had them listening and watching and reading Baby Einstein and reading to them and having these kids and trying to get them to identify their colors and stuff at a very early age. And she did infants to 18 months. After that, then she moved them on to another parent, to another daycare.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well,
and she made parents have homework with their kids from infants to 18 months.
Okay.
So when you go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go right ahead. I'm sorry.
So I was just saying, so when you work with these infants at an early age, it will show in the long run.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Okay. All right, go ahead, bro.
No, that's cool. I was just wondering. I get what you're saying. But I'm just saying. So what do you think about the child support system? I mean, you said that you went through it. Did you feel that you were treated fair or no?
I was treated fair. At first, I didn't think so, but actually, I mean, I was. I just went on ahead and paid mine, and I saw my kids when I was supposed to, and I made sure that they had what they needed, and I left all the doors open for them to call me. I even allowed my wife to have them move to from Cincinnati to Louisville, but I only told her if it's going to better their life.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So you were okay with the dollar amount? Did you question where the money was going? Did that ever enter your mind or anything, or did your mother or your children, was she pretty good with making you understanding how the money was being spent? Were you okay with it?
I did understand. My assumption was where the money was being spent. Now that I've gotten older and they're older, and they told me she messed up a whole lot of money. She messed up a whole lot of money, and she had my 2 kids plus one out of wedlock when we were married, plus 2 plus an additional one. So she had a total of 4 kids. she put me on child support. She let one didn't have to pay. I'm not sure about another one, but she messed up so much money that my kids.
Wait a minute, Sean. Did you just say she put you on child support? She left one off and then she got another. So did she have multiple men that she was dealing with that was paying into child
Yes,
support?
yes, she had. When we were married, she had me, so I had two with her, and then I got divorced. But the reason why we got divorced because she messed around and got pregnant by another man.
Wow.
Then she got remarried. And then got divorced by him, and then married another guy. And then the other guy, the last one she had, he died.
Mm.
So, but then my older two kids told me, she was putting their names. She was putting the water bill or the electric bill in their names and the cable bill, and still wasn't paying it.
Okay, so she was fucking the money up. All right, I get it. Yeah, I mean, I get it. I get it. And you're gonna get that. And what happens is, guys, I'm just gonna be honest. We talk that shit about how trifling women are, and I don't mean this towards you just so, Sean, but we talk about how these women do shit and they trifling with the money and all that. But we got to keep in mind we dealt with her. All right, we dealt with these women. We put them in a position to be able to show how trifling they couldn't be. And women, y'all did the same thing. Some of these guys that are run around not paying child support at all, you dealt with him. You dealt with him, and you ain't the only one he ain't paying child support with. I guarantee you. Most guys that don't pay child support, it's not they're not paying child support for one child. They're not paying child support for multiple kids. And you dealt with him and you knew he had multiple kids and he was doing that child support shit. Some of y'all don't even know. Sean, you got anything else, bro?
No, I'm good, man. Continue with good work, and I'll just sit back and listen. Talk to you later.
Appreciate you, brother. Thanks for calling in. Sean D. Nutter from Atlanta. Hey, listen, this reminds me of something. I cannot say this and say a name or use how close this person is to me, but I can't have this topic and not speak on this thing that I know that happened for real in real life. Somebody really, 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 really close to me had one child of her own. Father was paying like $50 a month in child support. He lived in Florida. She lived in Cincinnati. And he went years without paying child support because she never asked for child support. Then all of a sudden, when this kid became like 15 or 16 years old, he honestly starts sending like $50 a month up to her. Now, I don't know if I should congratulate a person that's been absent in their daughter's life for 16 years and then they feel like they need to send something. I'm gonna send $50 or $100 up there a month because I've been absent or whatever. I don't know if I should be happy about that or if I should be like, damn, bro, that's bullshit. You might as well just kept that little punk ass $50 in your pocket. I don't know if I haven't figured out my feeling on that yet. But this is the shame part of how things work. That mom was a single mom with that child. Now check this out. She did an excellent job. She did a really good job raising that girl on her own. She ended up going off to college. While the daughter was in high school, the mom got married to an individual, to a man. Got married, you got to make clear that these days. She married a man who had like 3 kids that he didn't live with. He knew them. He was engaged in their lives, but he was behind on child support. He didn't pay for a while. He got behind. She married this dude. She literally married this dude. Now, you're not getting child support from your child, sis. Okay, but you marry a dude that's not paying his child support for the 3 kids that he has. Can anybody imagine how this train wreck worked out? This man had about 5 years left on paying child support till his kids was, 18 or whatever. So this is what happened. They get married. When he married her, all of his debt and his problems fell on her. So here she is paying child support for his 3 kids because now they're married and it's based on their income. Not his. Well, it might have been based on his income. I don't know. But I know she was paying the child support from her job. How the hell does that happen? Like, she was making her living and she ended up paying his child support. And then when them kids turned 18 or whenever the last one was through, all of a sudden their marriage don't work out. All of a sudden he then left. Now the female is much closer to me. I know the dude, but I don't know him like that. But the female is very close to me. I know her. And she's she has a soft heart, has great intentions, never went after the father of her child for child support. Just had a good job and made it happen. And then she married a dude that got 3 kids and he all behind in child support and all that old shit. And they get married. And then she ended up paying his child support. And as soon as the last payment went in or a little time went by, they get divorced. I thought that was the coldest shit in the... See, I guess I'm cynical. I can't get off the fact that I think he married her for the finances. As a man, I would never let that happen. As a man, I can't say as a man that I would have never fell behind in child support because things happen in life. I don't know. I don't know why he fell behind. But it don't strike. I'm not surprised that he's behind. Okay, I wasn't surprised that he would have been behind because he a dude. You got 3 kids out here, 3 different women, and you paying child support and you get behind. And now your wife is supposed to pay those child support bills for you. That ain't her fun. Those wasn't her nuts. That wasn't her seed. So explain to me how that works in child support. If you get remarried or married or whatever, how in the hell does your wife turn out to? How does she end up paying your child support? I don't understand that. Okay, Crystal Hawkins says she should have filed injured spouse and not had her money attached. Here's what happens. Sounds right. You're absolutely right, Crystal. That's what she should have done. But when you're married to someone, some people take marriage for what it really is. And they say, hey, we in this together. I'm going to make life easier for you. We're going to handle these things together. We're going to walk through these storms together. We're going to do this together. We're going to do that together. Everything is together. So whatever your burdens are, they become my burdens. That to me is a strong individual that's willing to do that for you. But now let me be honest with you and tell you this. Now, ladies gonna hate me for saying this shit. Fellas, I'm rebounding us by making this statement. Ladies are absolutely gonna hate me for saying this. But the truth of the matter is, and I was taught this early in life. I was taught this as a young man. I was probably about 25, 30 years old, something like that. I was taught by an old head who told me, when a man has a problem, when men or women together, when we have problems and we in a relationship, it's my problem. When a lady has a problem and y'all in a relationship, we have a problem. That is so true. That is so true. When men have problems and y'all in a relationship, I don't mean problems with each other. I mean problems. When we dealing with shit, it's our problem. But when you're in a relationship with a woman and she has an issue, then y'all have an issue. See, it take a woman to say that that's not true. It take a woman to say that that's not true. But a woman always looks for her man to fix their problems. Nothing wrong with that, sis. I'm not suggesting that like there's something wrong with it. I'm just saying that men tend to want to, we tend to we bear our own. I'm talking about real men, sis. I'm not talking about men out here trying to perpetrate as being a real man. I'm saying men. That's why sometimes my wife can't figure me out. And the reason why she can't figure me out is because I might walk around all day upset or zoned out. And she's like, what the fuck did I do to you? And I'm like, you ain't do nothing. I'm just dealing with some shit. And women don't have a problem telling men what they dealing with because they want you to help them. Where real men tend to just want to handle their problems and be like, I got this shit. I'm going to deal with this shit. I got it. You understand? I got it. I'm going to handle this shit. What we owe? What? How much? Okay, I got this shit. Real men. Not all real men will say this. Baby, what's on your mind? What's wrong? What we dealing with? We might not say that. And I know that's what y'all want us to say. But we may not say that. But we're willing to accept when you have an issue and you have a problem. We're willing to sit back because we know that's how it is. It ain't your problem. Women don't have single. If you in a relationship with a woman, if you got a wife or a girlfriend or a woman of a long time, she don't have problems by herself. Let me just use an example. If I'm out on the road and I'm driving and I'm on 75 or 71 and I catch a flat and I'm by myself, I got a problem. I got to change this damn flat. If a woman out on the road on 75, 71 and catch a flat, what the fuck she gonna do? She ain't gonna open up the trunk and look for the spare and change that shit. She gonna call your ass. Nothing's wrong with that, but it's just a great parallel to my point. She's going to call you and say, hey, Floyd, I caught a flat. Where you at? How close are you to 75 exit such and such? Where your ass at? You over this way? And she know you up in Columbus, Ohio, dealing with some shit. You 120 miles away from her, but she's still gonna have your mind, have you on her mind. I gotta call Floyd. Let me see where he at. Knowing that her first phone call should have been the AAA. Should have been the AAA. Now keep in mind, this is not a knock. It's just a pattern of how women think. They bring you into their problems. That's just how it is. And I don't mean problems being the worst thing in the world. I'm just saying when there's issues, a woman never has an issue by herself. She always bring a man into it. Her man. Her man. And men just don't do that. If he catch a flat on the expressway, we ain't caught no flat. I got a flat. Let me change this shit or let me call AAA. We might call. The only reason why you calling your woman is to tell her, look, baby, I'm running behind. I caught a flat on this motherfucker. I'll be there in about an hour. However long AAA take to get here or whatever. I ain't getting my pants dirty changing no flat. That's the only phone call you gonna get. He is not gonna call you and say, hey, Teresa, come help me change this flat. Where you at? He's not gonna do that. Not gonna do that. So I just don't understand how a man could be caught up in a child support situation like this particular man who had 3 kids and brought this woman into his play. That's what I think it was. You brought this woman into your play. And how would you even let this woman get caught up in paying your child support to other women? I don't understand that. I don't get it. I never understood it. And it's something that makes me think that, we always talk about how women go down there and use the child support system. I guarantee you there's some dudes doing the same thing. This is why I tell y'all, and I know y'all gonna get mad. There's some people that I'm old enough now where I don't think I know I'll never have this problem. Because for me to have this problem, I would have to be divorced. I would have to have a woman that's probably, let's just see, probably somewhere in the age of about 25. That ain't gonna never happen. That's never gonna happen. I'm talking about I could never, the age that I am today, my daughter is 22. I could never be with a woman, a girl, the age of my daughter. That don't even ride with me. But so, and the reason why I say that is because I don't think I'll ever have to deal with the child support issues or any of that. I'd never have to do that because that means, like I said, I'd have to first be divorced and then I'd have to worry about a 25-year-old getting pregnant or whatever and me going through these battles of child support. See, I would deserve it. I would deserve whatever the fuck collapses on me. If I was to be a free man out here mingling and tingling and doing all that old goofy shit and have a child with a 25-year-old, I deserve everything they take from me. because I asked them to do it in my actions. My actions put me in those situations, and I deserve whatever happens to me. I would deserve it. And so I say that a lot. I say that any man that's downtown at the child support office and you got 6 or 7 kids and you behind on child support and you got 6 or 7 baby mamas, you fucking deserve every fucking piece of shit you going through. You deserve it. I ain't capping for you. I ain't gonna say nothing nice about you. You deserve it. And when they take your motherfucking license, it's not just because you didn't pay one time. Stop trying to make it seem like they treating you wrong. They give you every opportunity in the world to make shit right before they do you wrong. It's almost like saying, you know what, man? I sold a bag of weed. Motherfucking police came and jammed me up, man. The motherfucker sent me to jail for 3 years. Really? You sold a half an ounce and went to jail for 3 years. Stop lying. Stop. You didn't get caught with no half an ounce of weed and get 3 years. What, you on probation, right? You ain't doing the time for the weed. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. You doing the time on the shelf. That's what you doing. You ain't doing 3 years for no weed. Shut your punk ass up. Shut your punk ass up. You doing 3 years because you had 3 years on the shelf. Shut up talking crazy. See, that's what you get from some people. Oh, this child support shit, man. They done got me down here. I done lost my license. How I'm supposed to go to work? Now you all concerned about going to work because you ain't got no license. So they take my license. Now they gonna jam me up and shit. And they gonna take all this shit off of me. Man, they got me all in these chains and shit because of these babies and shit. They telling me they gonna take my license or send me to jail. Do you know how far along in the process it takes before they send somebody to jail? Do you know how many promises you have broke before they send you to jail? Stop playing. Stop playing. Ladies, I do have a beef with you. I do have a beef with you. I got a problem with ladies who do use the child support system to make it tough on a man. Some of y'all do that shit. Some of y'all do that shit. Some of y'all actually use the system because the man don't want you, don't want to have a relationship with you. So you make it tough. Now, here's what I don't understand. I haven't been in a child support situation, and maybe some fellas can tell me about this. Write it on the screen. Feel free to call in. I don't understand how child support could do you in if you doing everything you're supposed to do. I just want to know, if I make XYZ amount of money, my money is supposed to be how much? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I'm set aside to pay $1,000 a month. I'm just using round numbers. If I'm supposed to pay $1,000 a month, what went wrong? I lost my job. I can see all these things going wrong where I couldn't pay. I lost a job for 8 months. I'm $8,000 behind. So I get on a repayment plan for the $8,000, but I still got to pay the $1,000. I got to catch up. But now, where does it become a problem where the woman is now making it tough for us? Where's the disconnect? Where am I losing it? Because I'm not suggesting that they don't make it tough for us, but if I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, how can she possibly make it tough for me? First of all, let me just say this to you. I wish Sabrina Calloway was in here because she's 25 years into the child support system down at the job. I would bet this. There are so many men on child support that do exactly what they're supposed to do. And here's the thing. I'm not suggesting that they love sending that check each month. But I'm saying they send $1,000 or they $500, whatever it is, they send it every month, payroll deduct or whatever it may be. And they have no problems from that, from child support systems and none of that. They have no problems because they're doing what they're supposed to do. Where does the problem kick in? How does a woman make it tough for us? At what point? Where does that begin? How does a woman use the system? Okay, Sabrina says, I'm here. Please repeat that to people. If you're staying in communication with child support, they will help you. Okay. She says, I'm here. Please repeat that to people. If you're staying in communication with child support, they will help you. That's what I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to understand, how does a woman make it tough for you in the child support system? I'm not suggesting she don't. I'm asking, where am I disconnected in this topic? If you're doing everything you're supposed to do, how does she use this as a tool to make your life tough? And how do men do it? How do men who are single parents, how does the child support system hurt the woman? Let's take a phone call. Maybe they have that answer for me. Good morning, caller. This is Wyatt. Who am I speaking with?
Wyatt, my name is Emmanuel Livingston.
Hey, E-Man, what's good?
Hey, now I'm at work. I can't talk long. And I got this horrible cough, so my voice is going out. So I got to get this out real quick.
Okay, go ahead, bro.
All right. Here's how it can be done. And I'm not saying this is the way it's done all the time.
Gotcha.
I'm going to use my personal experience to try to help you understand.
Okay.
All right. When me and my wife got divorced, we had an agreement just between the two of us. You take care of that little girl and, everything is good.
Right.
So for what, 2 or so years, we was good until she got mad about something. And then she went down to child support, which was cool. I paid the child support, never missed a payment. Well, what happened was she got mad about something else. And then she went down and filed for 2 years of back child support.
Gotcha.
And they're like, oh, have you been paying child support? I'm like, yeah, I ain't missed the payment. They like, well, but when did y'all split up? So then they do all the math and they basically say, well, you ain't got no receipts. So if you ain't got no receipts, you owe 2 years of back child support.
Okay.
So using your round numbers, even though my number wasn't that big and round, but using your $1,000 a month, that would have been now $24,000 in arrearage.
But now, let me ask you, because I'll forget. I'm sorry, and I know you're short on time, but let me ask you something. Had anybody ever told you during that 2 years that you was actually taking care of your child, not under child support? Did anybody tell you to keep receipts or you should keep up with what you're doing? Did anybody tell you that?
Well, yeah, they did. And here's what I learned.
You didn't do it, I'm assuming.
No.
Okay.
Here's what I learned. Or at least for the magistrate that I sat in front of for that arrearage hearing or whatever it was called, I gave her receipts. I said, I did this, I did that, I did this, I did that. She said those was all just gifts. And I'm like, no. I bought shoes, I bought clothes, I bought this, I bought that. They on my lease, they this, they that. She said, that's all gifts. Do you have like some sort of a written agreement? Did you write her check?
That's
and it say child support on it? And then she signed that check. I'm like, no, I just took care of my kid.
Right. And I can see here go that word that I use that people get a little offended by, but you were ignorant to the system because you didn't, right. you know what I'm saying, bro. I don't mean any disrespect. I'm just saying.
No, take it. Yeah, you're right.
We have to know how to proceed and walk through that tall grass, because if we don't, little situations like that can get us. So I'm going to tell you, I've never really had to deal with the child support system at an early age, but I always heard from some of the guys that I was around how to move through that child support situation. And that is, bro, you got to start documenting everything that you do. And she has to be, if you and the woman have a plan at hand that y'all make without bringing them boys into y'all business, y'all have to have a written agreement. Okay,
exactly.
And that might be a little bit more advanced because I the type of people that I'm around, I'm in the legal, area of the field. So it's a little bit different. I hear those things where people, everyday working people may not hear that because you're not affiliated with the courts. So,
but why? Let me tell you, this is what happened. So I get my arrearage order. So then they, you know what I'm saying, they take the stuff right out your check. It was all good. So I still ain't missed a payment. But I got into a disagreement with somebody at child support.
Uh-oh, so you didn't piss somebody off down there.
And then the very next day, they put a lien on my car. They start trying to suspend my driver's license. And I'm like, hold on, I ain't missed a single payment. Because, you know, once they do the arrearage order,
right,
you know, that they just tack that on. But technically, you still in arrearage.
Gotcha.
So now they like, oh, he in arrearage. We can put a lien on his car. Oh, he in arrearage. We can try to take his driver's license. And so some real vindictive stuff happened with a young lady at the child support system because she got an attitude with me. So, yeah, the system can be manipulated, and even people in the system can manipulate the system. Yeah. So I'm not saying that's the case for the overwhelming majority of dudes.
No, it's respectable. It's an isolated situation that can happen to many people. But I'm just saying, for the most part, see, you got to understand, this whole fiasco started by the ignorance of you, maybe even her. She might have known, but she might have known that you didn't know. And that was, if y'all would have had a written agreement that you're going to supply her $100 a week or $500 a month, and consider this to be a child support situation, not gifts, child support. If you would have been on paper, you would have never been back that 24,000 or the number we made up. You would have never been in that rearage. None of that would have ever been able to be held against you. The lien on your car would have never happened. The lien on your property, none of that would have ever happened if we would have went into it the proper way. So here's the thing. Go ahead.
Now, I agree with you. And actually, I kind of misspoke. She did get an attitude, but to be honest, I put myself on child support. When she said, I'm going to put you on child support, I'm going down there. I beat her down there and was like, look, this need to be made official. I need to be paying child support. Y'all figure out what I need to be paying, and that's what I'm going to pay. Because I knew she was going to try to do it. But like you said, there was some ignorance on my part. I didn't know that she was going to be able to go back 2 years and get money, basically, that she had already gotten. And all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, well, E, you know, I don't, not to get too in depth into what really happened with you and the young lady, but let me ask you this, bro. Why? I know you don't tell us exactly, but give us an idea. Why did she get mad at you, bro? Was it something that you truly did? Was it because you wasn't with her anymore? Or was it because she seen you moved on and you doing better things? I mean, was it some type of malice in her heart that made her get mad at you for something that you was doing? Or did you honestly like piss her off on purpose and she just went there with it?
The truth is, I bought my daughter some shoes.
The daughter y'all have together?
Okay. She didn't like the shoes that I bought, and she wanted me to buy. My daughter was, I think, like 8 years old at the time. She wanted me to have bought her these $200 Jordans.
Okay.
Like, I'm not buying no 8-year-old no $200 Jordans.
Okay.
And that made her mad that I wasn't giving her the $200 to buy the Jordans so that the child, 8-year-old, could walk around stunting in some Jordans.
I got you.
And
so it was
I just take you to child support. No, you won't.
It was some petty shit. It was some petty shit.
Yeah.
I got you. And those things tend to evolve. And let me just say this to you, brother. You probably know this now, but when we deal with petty people, best believe pettiness gonna bite us in the ass. You understand?
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
It's definitely gonna come and get us.
And I take full responsibility, like you said earlier. I chose to deal with her.
Right.
So yeah, that was my
we all
decision.
guilty, bro. We just have different severities of how far this shit go. We all done dealt with one. You know what I'm saying? And they all can say the same thing. The ladies can say, I done dealt with a knucklehead ass dude and they ain't gonna do right. We all got that. So we just gotta come up. Thanks for calling, E-Man, because your information right there might be passed on. There's a mother listening right now who's probably saying, you and Teresa can work this shit out on y'all own. But now they know they better put this shit on paperwork. You don't have to go to the courts. You don't have to involve child support, but you do have to keep yourself protected. And that is, I don't give a damn if you go to Staples and go buy you a legitimate signed off contract and go get it notarized at the bank for $1.50 or whatever. Go to Staples and get you a contract. You can write it on toilet paper. I don't care. But if you want to get a really a contract that really defines what you're saying and have it notarized and everything, go to Staples and get a contract, fill in the blanks, go online, print one off, do whatever you want to do, take it to a bank, get it notarized. And if what happened to E happens to you 2 years after this, you have the paperwork to secure everything that you've done.
Exactly.
All right.
Well, I'm losing my voice now, so let me get off this phone.
Well, wait a minute,
I'm enjoying
E. Wait a minute, E. Huh? Are you going on at 3 today, or what's happening? Let us know.
Bro, if I still got a voice, I'm going to be on the 3 because I got some stuff I got to talk about. So okay. I will be on the 3. How long? I'm not sure.
What you talking about? You want to wet their beak, or you going to keep it a secret? So you can't do that shit over here. You know this wild lie. We want to know. Inquiring minds want to know.
I've been seeing, and I didn't catch your show the past few days, but I've been seeing this story about the one chick who said she wouldn't date a bus driver unless he owned the bus company.
Oh, shit. Yeah, we got to tune in today at 3 o'clock on the Emmanuel Livingston Show. This is going to be good. I don't like women like that. I don't like women that do that type of shit. I don't like that. So you saying that you're talking about a woman who says she wouldn't date a bus driver unless he owned the bus company?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm sure that'll be a good one. Today at 3 o'clock?
Today at 3 o'clock.
Okay. So y'all catch Emmanuel today at 3 o'clock on his Facebook page, on his YouTube page. Anywhere else they can catch you?
They can catch me on Twitch.
Twitch.
They can catch me on Twitter.
Today at 3 o'clock. And then right after that, we'll be coming on at 5, 5:15, 5:18, 5:19, 5:22, some shit like that. We'll be around right after. I'll probably piggyback off of something that you say today at 3, bro. I might even call in if the shit goes south. I love those type of stories, man. All right, anything else, E?
That's it, Wyatt.
All right, man. I appreciate you, brother.
All right, take it easy.
Talk to you soon. So, yeah, E gave us some information that was good. I've always known, like, if you're not going to, look, I don't like bringing courts into my family issues and all that old shit. It's important that you deal with look, I know you ain't going to go to a nightclub and pull up on a girl and she got a nice frame. She look good. She got the eyes you like. She got the haircut you like. She got the body frame you love. I know you ain't going to sit in there and be rapping to her and be trying to figure out if she going to be a damn fool in the next year or two. Like, I know that's not on your mind. What's on your mind is what you can do with her tonight. What's on your mind is, I wonder if she got a man and maybe we can make some shit happen. That's what's on your mind. We're not trying to figure out if she gonna be a good baby mama. You ain't even in there trying to figure out if she gonna be a good wife. You being very selfish right now, thinking about what you can do with that. Yes, sir. Yes, I would. Yes, I would. Can I buy you a drink? Can I get you a nun? One more? That's what you're doing. So I'm not going to be naive and sit here and say that we sitting back taking interviews, doing interviews when we at nightclubs or when we at spots and we meeting women. But maybe that's what we should be doing. Maybe that's what we should be doing. I don't want to get too personal. I don't want to get too crazy personal or any of that with it. But I can't. Here's the thing. I always thought that prostitution was a crazy thing because as a man, I never really wanted to be with somebody that didn't want to be with me. It's just a different feel. Like it's a different, like how could I possibly be intimate with somebody that don't necessarily want to be intimate with me? That feels like rape. Ooh, I shouldn't say that, but it does. It sounds like rape to me. If you're not attracted to me, you don't want to have sex with me, you don't find me attractive. I mean, why am I doing this? Why? Okay, I'm my age now. I know to be smart about it now. At 30 years old, 25, 22, you're not quite thinking that way. I get it. But I'm just trying to figure out, like, why would I be involved with somebody that don't really want to be involved with me? So I'm asking, well, what the hell that got to do with anything? Well, when I'm interviewing, so to speak, when I'm talking to a woman, I need to know where she's at in the mind. This is why I tell y'all right now, and I know y'all hate me for this shit. I'm not about to date a woman that got 5 kids with 4 different baby daddies and 5 different baby daddies. I'm not doing that. The interview process is over. I know who you are. No, you don't, Wyatt. You don't know what happened. The baby daddies may have died. All 4 of them. See, I made this little post the other day. I ain't gonna lie. I said, you show me a person's enemy and I'll tell you who they are. Some people still trying to catch up with that shit. It went right over their head. Just think about it for a moment. But I've also had this same principle about you show me how many kids a woman has and how many baby daddies they got. I'll tell you who she is. Oh, I know ladies going crazy. They screaming and wrenching my hair out my head right now. Ladies, listen, I'm with you. I got you. Listen. Show me how many babies a guy has and he ain't taking care of none of them. And he behind on child support and all that other shit. And I'll tell you who that guy is. Feel better now? Feel better now. Take a breath. Breathe. Breathe. I know you're going nuts on me. Maybe I should have repeated it because I know you was screaming at the TV or screaming at the screen. What'd he say? He always going in on the girl. He always got some shit to say about the ladies like the men perfect. That's my Bobby Brown. All I'm saying to you is this. I don't feel sorry for dudes who go downtown to child support or who get put on child support. And they got all these babies, multiple babies with all these women. And you want me to feel sorry for you for what? I feel more sorry for your children than I feel for you, dumbass. I feel more sorry for the kid who won't even see your ass. And you don't you feel like a fool? Don't you feel like a fool that you down there paying for some shit that you don't even own or take care of? I mean, let me ask you something. Oh, this is not going to equate right, but I mean it in good gesture. I mean it in good jest, okay? How many ever had to make a car payment on a car they don't own? Raise your hand. I ain't never done that shit. But raise your hand if you ever had to pay for an apartment or a house or a car and you don't live there. I shouldn't use a house or an apartment because I do that with my kids, because my daughter's at OSU. That's different. That's me being a father. But how many of us pay for a car that you don't have anymore? You just paying for it. It's gone. Or they had to come repo it. And now you owe the balance. Like, it ain't like you walk away. Say you finance a car for $30,000. You pay on it for 2 years. You got 3 years left. You can't pay for it. They come repo it. You think you don't owe anymore? Like, I don't owe no more money. They came and took the motherfucker. No, you owe the balance. You owe what you owe. You owe what you didn't pay. You think it's over? That's the stupid feel. So I'm wondering, how does it feel for a guy to go down to child support and owe all this money for a kid they never see, for a kid that they're not engaged with, for a kid that the mother is just taking care of, and vice versa? How does it feel for women who go down there and pay child support or who stuck on child support paying bills and they behind? How do y'all feel going down there, giving them some money to try to catch you up and you're not engaged in this kid's life? How does that feel? I'm going to ask Hunter Biden, how does he feel sending $20,000 a month to a mother and he don't have any relationship with his 4-year-old child? How does that feel? That's like having a car, making a car payment and not having a car. You paying $20,000 for what? But of course, the human element is a little bit different. I think you're a pain in the ass. I think you're a piece of shit to pay $20,000 a month and not have any engagement with your child's life. And you've taken a test showing that it's your child. Oh, yeah. You've taken a test. And the child is yours. Your daddy know the child is yours. Your mother know the child is yours. But what do? They sweep the whole situation under the rug because they have the money to pay for it. They have the $20,000 a month to send to the mother for the child. They have no morals. They have no conscience. They don't even want this. They don't even acknowledge the child. Now, let me ask you something. Every time y'all calling one person fucked up, racist, nasty, don't care about nobody, how do you feel about a family that's treating a child like that? How could a family treat a child like that, but yet turn around and tell you, I got your back? You, the individual, they got your back. They doing everything for you, but they won't do shit for their own little family. You don't think that says a lot about a person's morals? Let me ask you this question, ladies, specifically for the ladies. Does it hurt more when a dude is not with you? Y'all have a child together. He ain't paying child support, but he go get with another woman that got 3 kids, and he busting his ass over there, and he paying bills in that house, and he not taking care of his own blood, but he taking care of them other kids. How the fuck does that feel? How does that feel, ladies? Put it in the screen. I know ladies that live like that. The dude that you chasing around, or the dude that didn't want to have nothing to do with the child that you have with him, now he with another woman. You ain't bitter about the other woman, but God, how you taking care of her children? And I ain't even gonna tell you the makeup of them kids. I ain't gonna say, okay, she got 2 with one guy and 1 with another guy. Or she got 3 kids over there with 3 different baby daddies, and he ain't taking care of his child, but he taking care of all 3 of them other dudes' kids. I'd love to talk to a lady that's going through that. I'd love to hear that. Because that is very common. That's very common. And as a guy, what morals do you have? What morals do you have that you're willing to take care of somebody else's kid but won't take care of your own? You'll take care of a stepchild. This is what they call them. You'll take care of a stepchild but won't take care of your own child. Where they do that at? Oh, they do that a whole lot of places. You'll get up and go to work every day, and this girl that you didn't found, hey, look, bro, ain't nobody mad at you because you got a new piece. Nobody mad at you for that. Fellas, it go the other way, I promise you. There's guys that are single parents that take care of the child, don't get shit from her, and she over there with a dope dude. And he getting paid. He giving her little money to get her hair and nails and all that shit done, and she ain't sending you nothing. She ain't sending you a dime. That happens too. It's just a moral thing for me. Let's go to the phone lines. Maybe somebody can explain that one. Good morning, caller. This is Wyatt. Who am I speaking with?
Hi, this is Fame Rothstein. How you doing, buddy?
Fame, what's good with you, brother? How you doing?
Oh, I'm absolutely pleasant, everybody. This is Fame Rothstein, a.k.a. Bay O Wolf.
Okay.
And I just kind of want to piggyback onto what Emmanuel was saying, because you said something that I think people might misinterpret.
Okay.
You just said that Emmanuel's situation is isolated and whatnot. It's isolated to him, but that's it. But that situation of you get what you had already spent. It was only charged with gifts until there's an actual order.
Yeah.
That's pretty common.
Common. Yeah.
Commonplace.
Yeah. I didn't disagree with him. I said it was. I said that when I heard those sounds, I'm sorry, Fame. Let me just make it so you understand my position on that. I told him, I said, yeah, I remember hearing when I was a younger guy, I would hear older head guys talking about, man, you better document that shit and make it look like child support versus a gift, because that was something that was going on 20 years ago or 30 years ago. I remember hearing about that type of stuff. And they would always tell us, man, make sure that you and that woman have an agreement about child support and y'all worked it out. Not know, hey, here go a pair of Nikes. That's considered a gift. I knew that, but I didn't know that at 25 years old. I had to be taught that. But go ahead, Fame. I'm sorry. Go ahead, brother.
No, well, that's another thing, because some agreements don't hold water in court. The judge will still issue a child support order through the court. It's all a game to get your ass in the system, and have access to you. And that's what I just want to tell to the young men, to any potential young men that may be listening or listening to this future broadcast. You have to remember this old piece of advice. Once you and that person go to court, you can no longer be friends, because you're trying to take my assets. We can no longer be friends. You can't even be cordial with them. That's why me and my brother both ran into that situation, trying to be manly, as you say, and be responsible and everything, and going there dealing with a woman who's trying to take you to the ringer.
Right.
You got to keep that in mind. Once they become your opposition in court, all valor and courtesy is pretty much out the window.
Let me ask you something, Fame.
They're a full-fledged enemy at this point. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I just want to ask a quick question. You said it happened to you and your brother. Let me just ask you this. And of course, I know majority of what you're saying right now, the majority of men that go to child support court and they have to have the system involved, generally the men say this shit ain't working out for me. That's the majority of what happens, okay? So, but let me ask you this. Let me just ask you this question. Has anybody ever thought that when you go to child support, if your lawyer and the lawyer of the female, if y'all can work something out and have the the child support court, from my understanding, the majority of the time where we find we've been taken advantage of is when the court figures out everything for you. Okay? I'm trying to get an mediation. I'm trying to get it mediated where, okay, this is what we have and this is what we agreed to. The courts cannot stop your agreement that you have with someone. If you and this young lady make an agreement, if the court, unless there's a discrepancy, the court will accept whatever y'all say. Okay, because y'all came up with that agreement. They can't dictate until you all put them in a position to make them dictators. They can't dictate what you and this woman come up with. So once you get her, if you go to court with somebody, my suggestion to you is try to be, you say can't be friends. I don't know if that's true. If you're not getting along with the person, that ain't gonna never be true. I mean, that ain't gonna never be right. You'll never get along. If you're not getting along with them, shit ain't gonna never, y'all can't be friends. You're right. But if you're dealing with somebody where y'all are cordial and you getting along, you can make an agreement. You don't even really need the courts. But if you want to make it official and say, I'm going to send you $500 a month, I'm going to pay $25 toward the phone bill of the child, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and you put it official in writing, when you go to child support court, they don't have to use their system to get everything figured out if y'all already have it worked out. The
woman that you have it already, no, I totally know what you said. The woman who's willing to totally work it out with you outside of court, those are the 35-year-old virgins with six-figure jobs.
Okay.
Unicorns. Do you understand?
I feel you.
There's two types of women in child support court. One, there's the novice who's never been there, but she has an older sister, an aunt, a girlfriend from work, somebody that's gonna guide her through that system and let her know what she can totally take advantage of. And two, the other one is somebody who's been through it before themselves. This is their second stab at the well. This time they're gonna make sure it's right.
Well, man, you said there's only two. I disagree. I think there's another woman. There's a woman that's in child support court that don't necessarily want to be there, bro. There's some women that don't necessarily
the one that doesn't want to be there and wants to do everything, cordially through, to keep it between y'all. You don't divorce her. Nobody divorces that woman. She'll never end up in court.
Well, let me say
nobody
this.
leaves her because she's too easy to get along with.
Well, I know a whole lot of women. I know a whole lot of women that are easy to get along with and are great people, but they're single. All men don't take, and there's a lot of women on this show right now that concur with that. They'll tell you, yeah, I'm a nice woman. I get along with my man and blah, blah, blah. And I've done everything. And I've like the woman that I told you that I know that's real close to me. She married
it's like you said, bro. I'm sorry. We're getting a little broke up. I'm sorry. Go ahead. What'd you say?
No, I was just saying, like the woman that was that's close to me who married the guy, and she ended up paying all his child support and doing all that old shit. If a woman is willing to pay your child support for 3 kids that hasn't been paying on, wouldn't you think that's the type of woman that'll do anything for you, and she should be married?
It sounds like that guy is the guy with 6 fingers and 6 toes. There's an exception to every rule.
I got you. I agree with that.
I
agree.
There's an exception to every rule. He just probably, had a good thing and blew it, or like you said earlier, that was his play.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
But with like I said, it's like your quote from earlier this week. Mm-hmm. Show me who your enemies are, and I'll show you who you are. If you got a baby daddy in court, that's your enemy. That shows who you are. You're disagreeable, more than likely. And you're probably somewhat greedy. And vice versa for the guy. If you got a baby mama situation in court, more than likely very disagreeable as a guy and probably irresponsible.
Yeah, well.
You understand? So it kind of works both ways, what you were saying with that.
Let me, if I may share one little thing with you, and then I'd love for you to respond to it. It's very quick. When I was 29 years old, my mother received $3,000 from my real father. And the reason why is because it was taken out of one of his income tax checks from today, like in this world that we live in today. I was 29 years old. No, I was older than that. I was like 35, excuse me. I was 35 years old, and my mother received $3,000 from my father's. I guess what they did is, when they confiscate your money out of your income tax check return, she got $3,000 sent to her, which was a portion of the money that they took from him, from my understanding. He was on back child support. My mother, this is gonna show my age a little bit. My father was ordered to pay $25 a week child support. That was it. And the only reason why my mother, now Sabrina Calloway is on here, she could tell you that it used to be like this. I don't know if it's like this now. The only reason why my mother was even involved in child support with this man is because in order for her to get assistance, you had to have the father that's on the birth certificate listed on the paperwork for you to get welfare. She never went down to court and told them people that she wasn't receiving any money. The only reason why she received that $3,000 when I was 35 years old is because they finally took some money out of his tax return because he owed Child and Family Services because my mother was getting assistance. You understand what I'm saying? And I don't know if they still do that today. Maybe Sabrina Calloway can make a short statement about that. But I do know that my mother never went down to child support. The only time she ever had to bring his name up or put his name on the birth certificate was at my birth. And then she brought him up whenever she needed that welfare, that assistance, the food stamps and things of that nature. And what happened is many, many, many years go by and she never said anything. And it was the state that went after him, not my mother. You see what I'm saying? Right. So I do know there were situations like that at one time. And the only reason why the state went after him is because they wanted that welfare money back.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So
right, I get that. Yeah, no, they still do that. I know a guy who had a $60,000 settlement in a car accident, and they took it all.
Yeah,
for back child support,
bro. They'll do your ass like that at the casino.
They do that. See, they do it everywhere.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So they want that when they want their money, they want their money. And like I said, if you have a situation where you're in court over child support, any type of court, somebody's trying to take your assets, you can no longer be friends with that person. And two, especially if it's child support, you gonna pay.
Yeah,
it gonna come out one way or the other. They gonna find they gonna find you and get the bread out of you somehow. Damn the 6 months in jail, you gonna still pay the bread,
right?
One way or the other. So be cognizant of that, young men.
So now let me ask you this last final question. How does a man, and now I know this, so like you heard E-Man's reason of how he got back child support for 2 years. You know, that was a legitimate understanding. I understood he was ignorant to the system. I get it. I'm not mad at him for that. It didn't sound like he did anything irresponsible. It's just he didn't know. So let me ask you, how do you think most men get caught behind in child support?
Arrearage.
Well, what I'm saying is, how do you get to that?
That's the number one thing. Arrearage. You know,
that makes
we
sense.
Split 2 years ago. They throw that onto they throw the arrearage onto the case. You know, going back 2 years, 3 years, however many years they can go back on. They go back on it, and boom. You know, even though you just got orders to start paying Monday, May 1st, but they going back May 1st, 2021, when y'all actually split or whatever,
right,
or when the child was born or whatever.
I got you.
That's how you get jammed up. And once you get that arrearage, they on your ass.
I got you.
You know, like you said, your what you call it, your driver's license. That is the most ridiculous thing, especially in this economy where you can do DoorDash, all that other kind of stuff. Why would you take a man's drive? You know, they don't just take your driver's license; they take your professional license. I've seen a dude get jammed up on child support in a barbershop. You know, he was one of the barbers because he had professional license.
Oh, and they took his license, his barber license?
Yes.
Wow.
They came in there, jammed him up in front of people, you know what I'm saying?
But don't it take an extreme to get to that point, Fame? Haven't they given you a whole bunch of opportunities to make right before they get to that extreme of taking your driver's license, your work license? And I mean, that don't just happen because you have just reneged one time. You generally have to have gone through a lot before they get to that extreme.
What sense does that make? Why would you take away the only way I can get a legal, clean livelihood?
Well, because
why would you even limit me from doing that?
Well,
you know, okay, I'm not, whether he's got to an extreme or not, you know, give him that opportunity still.
But Fame, this is not gonna sound good, brother, but I gotta understand where they're coming from, and I want to explain why. Because I know how it is in court when it comes down to when you get civil suits. The first thing people do when they lose a civil suit is they don't have income anymore. They have no means of paying you. OJ did it. You understand? I mean, it's just the normal play. So what you do is, okay, the courts can't prove that you don't have income anymore, or you can't get around or you can't do what you do anymore. So if I take your driver's license and your source of income is Ubering, since you saying you're not Ubering anymore, what difference does it make if you have your license or not? Because keep in mind, Fame, they didn't just take your license right away. That's not the first source of punishment. Jail is not your first source of punishment. You have made deals and arrangements with them and not came through on your promises. I've seen it in civil court a lot of times. They'll say, "Hey, I can't pay the $100,000 to this person. I can't pay it." But then they see you online. They see you on the computers waving money. They see you doing a profession. The courts see this. And so they say, okay, so you want to play games and not pay that settlement. So what we're going to do is we're going to interrupt how you make your money. So even when you're making money and not claiming it to us, we're going to make sure that money is interrupted because you're not giving it to us anyway. It's just another form of punishment so you can't distract from not paying. You understand what I'm saying?
That's bullying. No, it's fucking bullying.
I mean, we can call it what it is, bro.
What you're talking about? It's bullying. You know, you're talking about punishment strategy. Because you can't afford to pay for your kid. You know, that other person, the other parent, whether it be male or female, they can't afford to pay to their kid. They're getting $27 a month rent. You know, whether it's living in poverty or not, they're getting a whole bunch of their expenses truncated at your expense.
I understand that, and that's why I'm not happy.
So it shouldn't be punitive that you can't afford to pay for your kid.
Well, you got to understand your kid, and I don't mean yours. I'm saying the people.
No, I get what you're saying. I got you.
The people who are not paying for their kid, somebody else is paying it. You understand? It may not be you. It may not be the mother. It may not be whoever's involved in that. If that $27 a month payment that that $27 a month rent, that's not free. Somebody's subsidizing that. And it might be metropolitan housing, it might be Section 8 or whatever, but the taxpayers are paying for that. And I think, quite frankly, me as a taxpayer, I'm getting tired of paying for kids and shit. I'm getting tired of paying for kids going to school, going to all this old other shit, and the daddy's not doing nothing. I'm tired of that shit. I don't know about y'all, but I pay for a whole lot of fucking kids that ain't mine, and
I understand that.
didn't have fun.
I get that. I don't want to get you wound up.
No,
I'm just going to say
I'm
this
just saying,
in closing.
Go ahead.
I'm just going to say this in closing. Basically, like we always know, there's nothing new under the sun. At this point, under its current parameters and rules and regulations, consequences and repercussions, child support at this point is essentially indentured servitude. Because for 18 years, you're fucked up financially.
Not if you do what you're supposed to
do. For 18 years, you're at somebody else's realm.
Man, I know, guys. I got a brother-in-law now.
This is indentured servitude.
I got a brother-in-law, Fame, who works for P&G. Okay, he's brother-in-law through marriage, okay? And he has 2 children with a woman, and he pays child support religiously, like tithing. I'm not saying that he loved cutting that check, but he's doing what he's supposed to do, and he don't have no problem. The only thing he waiting for is for him not to have to pay no more. Child support ain't calling him. They ain't knocking on his door. They ain't telling him to come down there for no interviews. They not threatening to take his license. They not cutting his income off. They not doing none of that shit because he doing what he's supposed to do. Now tell me,
maybe he got with one of those prudes we talked about.
No, what the fuck he did is when the order came in, he just paid it. That's all.
Okay, maybe his order is not really affecting his life because he makes such money.
Maybe so.
He's at P&G Ivy. Maybe he's at P&G Ivorydale.
Maybe
or maybe he's downtown and in between the Ivory Towers making the real money.
Or maybe
who knows?
Or maybe he a janitor. But the point of it is,
or maybe he got a simple life. Yeah, I don't know.
The point of it is, the order is XYZ amount of money per month. It come out of his check, and he just pay it, and he ain't got no problems with child support people.
Some people have some. Like I said, me and my brother, blood. He was making X amount of dollars a year. When he was going through his divorce with his 2 children and whatnot. Child support kind of affected him a little bit, but not much because of the money he was making. For me, it was kicking me in the balls.
I got you, bro.
Probably because I lived out of state, and so having to fly into Ohio to see my kids and whatnot. But it was just 2 different things.
Yeah, I got you.
What I'm saying? Some people it's going to affect you a little differently.
And bro, let me just say this: child support does affect people differently. And it does hurt guys that are good guys because some guys can't really afford, to pay those child support because income changes. Things change in their life. They pick up a new family and they have more expenses, or they end up doing things that cost them more to live on a daily basis. But one thing that I can't stand is a motherfucker that's sitting in a nightclub, popping bottles, acting a fool, grabbing more asses and doing all that shit, and he's $70,000 behind in child support. But he buying the bar up. But he buying the bar up. He wearing the new Jordans. He got on all this old slick jewelry and all that old shit. I can't stand them type motherfuckers.
So basically, young male, young female, especially y'all in your 20s before you people like Wyatt's kids his ages and mine, before you don't pop off kids or have some kids with somebody you don't want. Let them know that this sex comes with terms and conditions.
Yep, it ain't free. Sex is not free. There's a price.
So that's all I got, brother. It's been real. I will try to holler at you at 5 o'clock. I don't know if I'll be available to, but I'll be definitely listening as much as I can.
Oh, you gotta bless us. Oh! All right, Fame. You gotta bless us at 5, Fame. You gotta bless us at 5. Some of us want to hear that nonsense. I'm just playing, brother. I'm just messing with you. Mr. Controversy is here. He said, Wyatt, you never paid child support. He said, stop talking about me. Quit talking about me, he said. E-Man says, once the arrangements were satisfied, I didn't have any more problems. I just know that the system can be manipulative, and some who work for the system can be vindictive. Yes. I tell people all the time, man, listen, I'm not going to dispute that at all. Whenever I go somewhere, I don't care if it's a security guard. I'm just being honest. I'm probably one of the biggest handshakers and, get along gang guy. I compliment people that I know. I got a feeling I'm going to need this motherfucker here in a second. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was at my daughter's competition over the weekend. And the first thing I see is this big brother who's the security guard guarding the stage. And he got on all these rings and shit. And I'm saying I'm looking around the area, and I'm looking at where can I get my best shots, my best pictures. I got my phone, I want to take pictures. It just so happens right where his ass is standing is the best place for pictures. And I know my daughter and them going on stage in 45 minutes. So what do I use that 45 minutes to do? I put on my smile and I get into my glad to see you mode. And I go over to the security guard and I pop him on his arm, and I'm like, damn, bro, they put the right mug on this corner. Look at you, bro. Now he out of shape. He big. He got on a medium shirt. He trying to look Hulk. And he just up there like this, all out of shape and shit. Stomach up here. He mow up here. Ass in the front. Ass in the front type motherfucker. So I'm like, damn, bro, they put the right motherfucker on here. Go, boy, your built ass. I'm stroking his ego. Because I already know I'm going to need to stand right there where he at, but I'm going to get on his good side. And once I get on his good side, he'll let me stand there for about 3 minutes that I need to be able to take my pictures. It works every time. It's like when I told y'all 2 years ago, make friends at the bank. Whenever I pull up outside at the bank, I know I'm not supposed to park outside in the street on 4th and Plum. I know I ain't supposed to park out there. But I have become so cool with the guard, the police officer guard, the special duty guard. When he see me coming, all I got to say to him after 5 years of dealing with him, who they? He stepped outside the bank and stand right over there by my car so no police officer would give me a ticket. I built that relationship with him. I'm that type of guy. I'm the type of guy that I understand to use resources. I have no problem making people feel special for what they do. You the best damn security guard in the world. How is that hurting me complimenting him? How is it hurting me to compliment somebody and then I know I'm going to need them down the line, and since I was complimentary to them, the favor is returned? What's wrong with that? I get more out of it than, I guess they get, the big security dude at the competition and he got on all the rings. I'm like, damn, bro, what championship was this? What championship? He got on big ass championship rings. I want to know what, damn. And I was a little curious, like, damn, what is this? High school rings or what? No, college. Okay, cool. When it's time to get my favorite shot, he moved out the way. He was like, go ahead, little bro. Go ahead. You can get that shot real fast. I know ain't nobody supposed to be right here, but you go right here. I got your back. I'll make sure. And at the security guard, he would walk outside, let me spend my 5 minutes in the bank, and he make sure I don't get a ticket. When I'm walking through the security at the courthouse, they know who I am because I know the guards, I know the police, I know the sheriffs, and they, hey, Wyatt, zip right through. I ain't standing in line to be searched and all that. I just, what a lot of people don't understand is resources. Somebody asked me a long time ago, I think it might have been Paul White, one of my mentors. I think Paul asked me, it may not have been Paul, but I'm going to say it was Paul, because this is the type of question that Paul would ask me. When he was keeping me on my toes, he would say, you want $100,000 or you want $100,000 worth of resource? You want $1 million or you want $1 million worth of resources? If I could stroke you a check right now for $1 million, would you take that or would you take the resources? And I always chose the resources. I always chose the resources. I think there was a meme or something going around or a question on Facebook or social media in general. And they were saying, would you sit down with Jay-Z for a day or would you take $500,000? People was like, man, fuck Jay, give me the money. Well, some people that would work out better for. Some people having a conversation with Jay-Z works out better for. Some people don't have shit on their mind and they wouldn't know what to say to him but talk about his verses and all this old shit. Some of us could sit down and have a conversation with him and that $500,000 is short ass money compared to what you can use that resource for. Different strokes for different folks. I'm the type of guy that I need the resource. I want the resource because I look at money as a pie. You know, like a piece of pie, piece of cake. You give me $500,000, you just gave me a piece of pie. You gave me the whole pie. You gave me the whole pie. I'm going to eat it slowly. But after it's gone, it's gone. You know what I'll never have again is that pie. But guess what? The resource of that pie is the recipe. You give me the recipe, then I can make that pie anytime I want to. That's the resource of the pie. Give me the resource because it'll make the money time after time after time. I'm that type of guy. I want the resource. I don't have to have the whole pie. I don't have to have the whole cake. Don't give me the $500,000. Give me the meeting with Bernie Madoff. With what's his name? The guy. I can't think of his name. The rich guy. I won't say Jay-Z. I was gonna use what's his face from Coca-Cola stock guy. Give me the resource. Because maybe my conversation with somebody with Jay-Z, maybe I got enough on my mind. Maybe I got enough in front of me. Maybe I got enough project in front of me that he would be interested in. Because I can make the $500,000 with the recipe. I'm that type of guy. Hey, that's my time this morning. I appreciate everybody coming in, giving me your time this morning. I'll see you guys today at 5 o'clock. Become the person that need the resource. Work the resources. Stop trying to get to the money because the money comes off of the resources. That was the point. That was the moral of what I was saying. Peace and love to everybody, man. I'll see you guys today at 5 o'clock.
to the breakfast, lunch, dinner, and breakfast. You're the type of guy eating a TV dinner, talking about, God damn it, I'm a killer. I'm the type of guy to make her say, why you illin', B? You're the type of guy to say, my lower back is killing me. Catch my drift? You're the type of guy that likes to drink old English. I'm the type of guy to cold, put on a pamper. You're the type of guy to say, what you talking about? I'm the type of guy to leave my drawers in your hamper. I'm the type of guy. 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 You know what I mean? Check it out. TYPEGUY. I'm that type of guy to give you a pound and wink my eye like a bandit. Caught me red-handed, took her for granted. But when I screwed her, you couldn't understand it. 'Cause you're the type of guy that don't know the time, swearing up and down that girl's all mine. I'm the type of guy to let you keep believing it. Go ahead and work while I defrost it and season it. I'm the type of guy. I'm the type of guy. You know what I mean? I'm the type of guy. I'm the type of guy.